What's happening? It's John from Long Island. It is Friday, April 4th. Been a while since my last video, a couple months at least. Life's been a whirlwind since the holidays, so yeah, you wonder where the time went. But since then, I've had a bunch of new vinyl. I'd like to show it to you. Last weekend, I went to a record show in Garden City, picked up a bunch of stuff. Some of them are here, and I'll show them to you. So I just picked the five that I have the most to talk about of the last couple of months. I have enough for like another video. If I get some time, I'll do that. I'm noticing in my later years, I'm listening to a lot less of the heavy stuff and a lot more of the Americana country type stuff. It's just what it is, and I'll get into that in a little bit. First off, here's a fucking great record. This is Trail of Flowers by Sierra Ferrell. This is 2024 on Rounder Records. This is a deluxe version, which has a song that I was looking for called The Garden. I think it was on the Hunger Games soundtrack originally. Sierra Ferrell, again, Americana at its best. She's got some voice, real country sound, real laid back. The players, I don't even know who she's got in her band. They're top-notch musicians. She's got a great voice, great range, and a great tone to her voice. Country at its finest, like I said. Every song on here is good. Dollar Bill Bar is one of my favorites. Fox Hunt. I Could Drive You Crazy is a great one. Lighthouse is great. And of course, The Garden, phenomenal record. How can I compare it to? I mean, it's along the same lines of like a Casey Musgraves, I guess. A little more of a rootsy sound than Casey Musgraves would have, Production's slick on it, but I mean, the style is a little more of the of more Appalachian country than Casey Musgraves would be more of a like a modern country. But she hits the mark on this one. This is a great one. This is Trail of Flowers, Sierra Ferrell. Next up, another one that I not just but recently discovered. This is Tyler Childers, live on Red Barn Radio 1 and 2. This is from 2018 on Hickman Holler Records. Tyler Childers is another guy, like I said, I just found out about in the past year or so, and I'm hooked. He's got a tone to his voice that it's very rare for me in my listening that I react this way to it. It's an honesty. And it's an honesty that I usually find with like Johnny Cash or like Dolly Parton. When they sing a song, they're telling a story and you're hooked into it. Even Al Barr from Dropkick Murphys, when he sings, I believe what he's singing about. I mean, mostly being, around from Boston or some other nonsense, but I mean, I believe what he's singing. I'm captivated by it. And Tyler Childers is like that. I'm captivated when he starts singing. It's a story. This is more of his earlier stuff, which I was not familiar with. Bottles and Bibles is on here. Follow You to Virgie is a good one on here. Rock, Salt, and Nails is on here. And Charleston Girl is probably my favorite on this one. This has got 8 songs, and it's great from start to finish. And I'm glad I figured out, I found out about Tyler Childers because it's great. Again, real laid back stuff. The players on here, I don't know who they are, but they're phenomenal players. And he's got a great sound. And I have most of the stuff now, I could say. And I look forward to seeing what he has to offer in the months and years to come. All right. Now we'll get to this. I'll group these two together. I picked these up at the record show this past weekend. And I spoke about this in my last video a little bit, so I kind of went back on my word. These are two bootlegs. This is Lana Del Rey's Weird Signs Inside the Gold Mine and Lana Del Rey Ultraviolence B-sides and outtakes. I talked about about her bootlegs, and I said, they're pricey. They're varying degrees of quality. Her unreleased catalog is vast, and you never know what you're gonna get. With this, they're doing a very good job of these days. And I bought these 2 from the guy, so I got a little bit of a break in the price. 2 different records though. Weird Scenes Inside the Gold Mine. This is more of her early stuff, pre-Born to Die, before she got a major label deal. It's got songs that I had on a laptop way back when. This is more of her early style, just more of the popish, like trip hop kind of stuff, real electronic kind of, the stuff goes back to 2010, some of these songs, 2008. So a lot of the older stuff. My favorite on here would be Summer Sam. That was really good. But again, all these songs, for the most part, 2010 to 2012, so before she really hit it big. But definitely worth it. Definitely worth the price. And the second one, the Ultraviolence one, right here. This is I prefer this to that one. This has got songs that were written right before Ultraviolence that didn't make the cut. Got a song JFK, which is a phenomenal, phenomenal song. Pink Champagne, which appears on her Blue Bannister's album as If You Lie Down With Me. And from there on, I mean, every song, Wild One, that's also appears on Blue Bannister's as Nectar of the Gods. Great record, and I'm glad I got them both, to be honest. There's a couple more that she has, which now that I see that they're becoming a little more widely available, I'm going to look for them. All right. This I also got at the record show. I've been waiting to get a decent copy of this. It wasn't going to break the bank. This is AC/DC's Back in Black from 1980 on Atlantic Records. What can you say about AC/DC? Probably one of the most important rock and roll bands in history. If you know anything about AC/DC, there's two phases of AC/DC, the Bon Scott era and the Brian Johnson era, which started with Back in Black. This is basically a greatest hits record. It can be, because every one of these songs was on the radio. This is, again, their first with Brian Johnson, because Bon Scott had passed away prior to this album. They say that maybe he recorded some of these songs. You can't find them. I don't know, and the ones that you might find could be AI. I don't trust it. I don't think that he had anything to do with this album. Maybe he wrote some songs or contributed to some, as demos. I don't put any thought into it though. This is great though. I mean, this goes right up there with a Led Zeppelin 4, with any of the Black Sabbaths, any of the first three Metallica records. It's so influential, this stuff. Go off of it. Back in Black, Hell's Bells, Shoot to Thrill, Giving the Dog a Bone, What Do You Do for Money, Honey, Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution, Let Me Put My Love Into You, You Shook Me All Night Long, Shake a Leg and Have a Drink on Me. I'm going to say that out of these songs, maybe two of them didn't make the radio, maybe one, but I've heard them all on the radio. This is a phenomenal record. I got it for $15. A little beat, it's a little scraped up on there, you can see, right? The vinyl's in great shape, though. And that's all I really care about. I wanted it on vinyl, and I have it now. These can get pricey, like I said, for real original ones, original pressings and stuff. Go for the vinyl market's crazy these days. So I mean, they go for upwards of $75. And again, that's a $15 record. All right, last not least, here's one: the Black Furs, Doom Blues. There's an Argentinian doom metal band. Now, I didn't know there was a big doom metal scene in Argentina. Apparently there is. This came out on Helter Skelter Promotions, but Regain Records. When did this come out? I think last, maybe 2016, sorry. 2016, and this was repressed, obviously. The originals go for a little money, but this was repressed and distributed by Helter Skelter. But they have a lot of doom metal records. But what can I say about this? This is real rootsy doom metal, doom rock. It's not so much metal. It's more of a sort of like a blues rock, revved up with really distorted guitars, doom riffs, slow doom riffs and stuff. Very enjoyable, very good. Right up my alley. This is the kind of stuff I really like. Like I said, I didn't know about anything about Argentina and the doom metal scene, but very good. Reminds me a little bit of like Entombed, like later Entombed, when they started with the death and roll sound, where they got away from death metal and did more of a rock and roll vibe. That's what this reminds me of. I'd be very surprised to hear these guys, didn't borrow a little from Entombed when they were recording this. So again, I don't know. I mean, it's got 11 songs. They're all good. You know, put it on. You don't have to skip anything. Um, but as good as this is, I'm getting into the point in my life where I'm less and less interested in the heavy stuff. Now the Black Furs, I mean, tight band, good songs, good riffs. Would I want to go see them live? I don't think so. And not because of them, it's because of me. I'm getting more and more, I don't know, I guess burnt out on the heavy stuff. The only way I could really, the only way I could really explain it, if you've ever had a pair of Doc Martens boots, right? Or any real brand, but I'll go to Doc Martens because that's the brand I'm most familiar with. And you put them on, and it's the break-in period. Anybody knows a brand new pair of Doc Martens, like the originals, not the shit that they're producing in Vietnam. The original Doc Martens made in England were a bitch to break in. But once they broke in, they were the most comfortable pair of boots you'd ever wear. And I had countless pairs in high school. And like I said, wear them every day. And it was like wearing slippers, right? Once they broke in. But something would happen with them, you know. After a while, 2 years or so, they would start coming apart. And like on the inside, something would start rubbing you, you know, and it would usually rub, and then blister, and then you couldn't put these things on. You couldn't wear them. You had to put them in a closet. And then a couple months later, you'd take them out and say, "Oh man, my docs, you know, let me put them on again." Put them on again. First hour or two, they felt great, and then they start rubbing, and they start rubbing again, and it's annoying, and you can't wear them anymore. That's kind of how I feel with heavy music these days. I love heavy music, I always have, but it's almost worn a fucking mental callus or mental blister on my brain. It's just I'm burnt with it. So the only thing that remedies that is really listening to Americana, country, bluegrass, the Dead, which I'll always love the Dead. That doesn't do it for me. That doesn't irritate me. Black Sabbath doesn't really, but anything new, even if it's garage rock or if it's punk rock or if it's deathcore, screamo, whatever it is, anything extreme, I can't. More than a song or two, and then I'm like, you know what, I can't. I got to take these boots off, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at. Approaching 50 years old, so that's pretty much to be expected, I guess. But it's like it just rubs on me the wrong way. And like I said, I could take a song or two, or three or four, and then it's just okay. Well, I can't listen to this anymore. So that's where I'm at. And most of the music I listen to is of the Americana country vein. If it's not the Dead, that's what I'm listening to. At the gym, something different. That's just music to get you through a workout. But yeah, that's what I'm into these days. So it'll reflect in the videos to come, that particular style. And really, that's all I have to say. I hope you liked the video. I have enough records to do another couple of videos, so I will if I get the time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. This is John from Long Island.